Hello friends, today is Hamza Hashmi with Talash Haq channel from Pakistan, and we discuss here national and international issues and the issues which concerns Pakistan and geopolitical issues and political issues throughout the globe. Today we are discussing the US policies under the regime of Joe Biden, who has assumed the office of 46th President of USA. And we will discuss here the implications of USA on Pakistan, on domestic level of USA and on global level, and the geopolitical interest of USA in Israel, in North Korea, in Iran, in Middle East, and also in Pakistan. First of all, we will be discussing the Joe Biden policies at domestic level. Joe Biden has assumed the office of 46th President of USA after his predecessor Donald Trump, and has brought tremendous, and he is determined to bring tremendous implications and reforms in the domestic side of America. For example, he is against the Second Amendment of Constitution of USA. He says that the amendment says that everyone has a right to bear arms for his protection, whereas Joe Biden asserts that nobody has a right to bear arms for his protection. He is totally and absolutely against the Second Amendment. The important thing is that Second Amendment was included during the first 10 amendments of the Constitution of the USA. Secondly, he is against the deployment of the military troops to suppress the protesters, to suppress the opposition parties who are on roads for uprising and hovering. Thirdly, and he is against the undermining of minorities, especially American Muslims. Fourthly, he is against the use of drugs. In fact, he proposes punishment for the use of drugs. Fifthly, he is against the massive cuts for wealthy people in their tax and tariffs, as this policy was introduced by his predecessor Donald Trump, who was in favor of the wealthy people, because it was the stance of Republican people that the wealthy people are behind the success and prosperity of United States of America. But the democratic stance narrative of Joe Biden is that the people of USA, who are laymen, the common man, the labor, the working class, is behind the prosperity of the United States of America. So he attaches importance to the middle class, the common man and working class. So it means that it could be possible that he will uphold the constitutional rights of the working class of the United States. Sixthly, after the incident of George Floyd, Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States of America, was held responsible for it, because there was a wave of racism throughout the globe, uprising and protest. Similarly, likewise, Joe Biden, who is the 46th President of USA, condemned this incident and gave his comments that it was most pitiable incident in history of USA. Seventhly, he appreciates the immigration of the immigrants. For example, he appreciates the minorities, he appreciates the women who are oppressed to seek asylum in the United States. As far as foreign policies of USA are concerned, he says that he would not let USA alone in the world, and the human rights are at the foreign policies are present at the foreign core of the policies of the United States. As far as USA and China relations are concerned, Donald Trump imposed tax and tariffs on the products of China. Similarly, in retaliation, China also imposed tariffs and tax on the American products. So Joe Biden wants to take China on board, but it is the normalcy of the relationships is only based on the condition that if and only if China gives civil liberties to the people of Hong Kong and stop undermining the people who belong to minorities in China. As far as the relation of Israel and USA are concerned, Donald Trump in 2020 formed a plan with the Prime Minister of Israel, and he stated that he will move his embassy from the center Aviv to Jerusalem. Whereas Joe Biden states that he will not move back to the US embassy back to Aviv. Secondly, he asked both parties, Palestinians and Israelis, to come on board and asked Palestinians to stop driving the violation and infringement of rights of the Israelis. Secondly, he also asked Israelis to recognize the Palestinians, and he asked the Arab countries who have recently recognized the Israel, such as Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, to provide assistance and financial aid to Palestinian people. So he wishes to promote welfare of the Palestinian people. There is still a ray of hope who Palestinian people are witnessing it on the horizon of the globe. As far as US and Iran relations are concerned, the president who belonged to Democratic Party, Barack Obama, precisely, Barack Obama formed a deal with the Iran. He stated that he will only provide leverage to Iranians only in case if they restrict their nuclear proliferation, nuclear expansion program. Donald Trump who succeeded Barack Obama, reversed that policy, but again Joe Biden wants to restore that policy in alignment of the Barack Obama's policy, that they will provide leverages to the people of Iran if they restrict their nuclear proliferation. As far as nuclear proliferation is concerned, in terms of North Korea, also Joe Biden will diffuse the nuclear program, but he will not form the personal diplomatic ties with the Kim, the president of North Korea, as did by Donald Trump. But he shows no readiness to form personal diplomatic ties with the president of North Korea. But in fact, he will tighten the sanctions on the North Korea and will promote the culture of non-nuclear proliferation. Fourthly, as far as US and Afghanistan relations are concerned, Pakistan, India, and Afghanistan are in triangular shape in terms of the diplomatic and foreign relationship, because any policy introduced in any state automatically affects the second state, and also wields its influence on the third state also. So Joe Biden, like his predecessor Donald Trump, he wants to bring the forces back at home, because it is the popular demand of the people of America to bring the troops back. So after the withdrawal of the troops, few troops will stay at Afghanistan for two purposes: to act as a watchdog for surveillance at Middle East. Secondly, to reduce any escalation between Taliban and Kabul government, because there is a threat that if USA withdraws its forces altogether, then both parties can come head to head in combat with each other. Secondly, what should Pakistan do in these circumstances? To win the US foreign credentials, Pakistan has to facilitate the US dialogue with the Taliban. And as far as Pakistan is concerned, Pakistan has entered into a project CPEC with China, who's investing $40 to $60 billion in Pakistan to bring tremendous infrastructure, highway, and the properties in Pakistan. So, but there is a rivalry between USA and China, and what Pakistan has to do? Pakistan has to adopt a middle course between both states instead of tilting to any of the party. And also, it is possible that if Pakistan earns the good credentials and cash on the opportunity to facilitate the Taliban and US dialogue, it is possible that IMF may reduce the tensions and strict impositions on Pakistan, and may alleviate and give time Pakistan to fulfill the demands of IMF and FATF. NATO is concerned North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which was formed in 1949 and now which includes 20 countries, European countries. They are spending less money in United States of America because the NATO serves no purpose, and they believe that they don't need to protect themselves. Similarly, as far as US and USSR relations are concerned, Putin, the president of the USSR, has stated that they see no any form of expectation from Joe Biden. The relations with the USSR will remain alive. So this was the discussion about the implications and consequences of the USA in the regime of Joe Biden. Thank you very much.